Alright, welcome back to Multi-Man Publishing's Standard Combat Series, North Africa, playing the Operation Crusader scenario. We have finished, we are at the end of the German initial activation, which by the scenario rules could only be a react, and we're back to the Brits. Just thought I'd do a quick overview here, changing the format a little bit. This is our starting for the British activation. And just did a little analysis here. Some strategy. First off, well, Germans were very nice and put all these cool killer stacks in Zoc so they can't do overruns. And then over here, the Italians came over and did the same. So kind of tough for the Brits to do any overruns, but looking at this after analysis, this is a possible overrun stack at 6. So maybe it could slip behind this unit and get it cleared out, restore movement for these guys. And the South Africans are moving up. Probably this guy can overrun this guy and then set up for an attack here. So what's the British strategy? Well, these units have pushed out the frontier, moving to Bardia to invest it, because if the Germans own Bardia at the end of the game, they win. So that's a big center point here. Brits have to get a line of supply all the way back. So Bardia again is in the equation. So Bardia is the big target. These units are pretty much going to move over up here to screen off. One of the Brits' strategy, as opposed to just taking Bardia, is to, when the turn change occurs, to have it out of supply, and then everybody here would roll for surrender. But by the same token, they're probably going to push an attack here. These units are going to move up, screen the frontier units. These units, I think the New Zealanders are going to come over here and take a shot at Bardia, while these units are going to try and close in on Rommel, and the South Africans are going to come up here. It would be nice to trap Rommel in the escarpments here. Oh, there's a pass right there. So he does have a way to get out of there if he needs to. But still, it would be nice to trap him. But the first order of business would be airstrikes. This is to prime a target to not strike. I think with both an airstrike and if it fails, an artillery strike to disorganize Rommel. So he can't overrun. Probably, I'm thinking they'll attack here. So there'll be an airstrike here because this puts you right next to Bardia. Any other path, you have to still go through, well, this rather monstrous 21st Panzer unit. These guys probably are going to shut the door on this road here. Trying to set up that isolation before the turn changes. So we have everybody roll for surrender here. So that's pretty much, I believe, the strategy. Tobruk is just going to kick back and see what happens. So that seems to be our strategy. So what I'm going to do is pause here and then come back after movement, but before combat, and explain at least the overruns and airstrikes, and then potentially resolve the artillery. So be right back. All right, we're back, and the Brits have moved. Luckily for them, well, let's see. First, the airstrikes, they were successful disorganizing this monster Rommel stack. So that's good, but they failed disorganizing this hex, mainly because it's in a fort. So that's +1. So it's a 1, 2, 3 for airstrikes or artillery. Disorganized. So you can see I already placed the barrage markers, which I haven't rolled for, but that's going to be a follow-up barrage there. And pretty much the strategy I said, shifted the armored cars over here just to prevent this Savannah from deciding to march down this road, which I don't know if they would or not, but, and I'm doing recon screening, so if they do decide to attack, they can retreat. Then these guys can only advance 1, and then in a sense they become bottled up in this escarpment area. So down here I left the Matildas because they're the slowest and the weakest to kind of screen off these Italians. They're pretty fast though, but don't know how much damage they can do since this has 0 and this only has 1. These units moved over here only to prevent stacks from being used as overrun. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. South Africans move up. I'm going to try and attack this hex. It's pretty strong at 10. If the barrage doesn't work, they're probably not going to attack. Campbell stayed here. They're going to attempt to attack these units. Hopefully the barrage will be successful. I'll pull some other units up here. These units, I'm sorry, I didn't even show you. They did an overrun against the 21st Panzer recon unit and were successful. There we go. Let's put that up. Okay. So these were the successful overruns, which freed up these units to move. Actually, if this had not been successful, the New Zealanders wouldn't have had enough movement points to take a shot at attacking here. And meanwhile, these units are going to attack this guy and hopefully destroy him, and then maybe advance one and not be in Zoc, so they can do movement overrun in the exploit phase. And then the New Zealanders, if they win, that is a tougher call, are going to go here and then here if these guys withdraw into Bardia. And then they'll be free to attempt an overrun. I don't know where. So that's the summary of where we're at. So the next thing we roll for at the end of combat is the barrages. So we'll just start over here with ART, and we'll pull up my handy dandy. There we go. Okay, we need 1 dice for this. I still don't trust the vassal die roller. Okay, here we go. So 1 to 4, these units are disrupted. They are. 5 or 6, and there's a step loss. Okay, that's the first time that's happened. So the obvious unit to step loss is this. Let me check to see who takes it. Oh, great. Yeah, second die roll, just so you know. If the second roll is 5 or 6, inflict 1 step loss on 1 unit in that stack. Barrage firer's choice. Well, that is a no-brainer. That's nice. Okay, and then on top of that, they are halved. So this attack suddenly looked very doable. 7 down to 3. Yep, I was worried about that. But that was the least important barrage. Maybe I should have started with the other one. But let's see what happens. We'll move on to this one. Keep following my order. This is a 1 through 4 also. Nope, that's a flub. So we'll see if they do attack. And then the final barrage, this is a 1, 2, or 3 because this unit is in a fort, and this is the second time they're going after it. And the New Zealanders really need this. Oh, and they got it. Now let's see if they get double lucky. They do get double lucky. Oh my. Holy smoke. So that's okay. I don't mind this one flopping because this one was critical. So that is awesome. This one will flip, and this will be disorganized. Okay. So those artillery attacks were really helpful. Oh, look, an Italian disorganized. So next we move to combat, and we'll do this attack first. 4 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 2. 4 and 3 is 7. Goes down to 3.5 to 11. I think that's going to be 3 to 1. Yeah, 3.5 and 3.5 is 7, is 10.5 to 11. That's 3 to 1. So here we go. 3 to 1 against ART and the Africa. 3 to 1. And survey, oh my goodness. First time I've seen one of these. D2R3. Strongest defender first, which is the Africa unit, which is already at 1 step. So that's 1 loss, and then 2 losses, and then anywhere he retreats, he is in a Zoc, so he loses a 3rd step. That was awesome. Brits are doing good here. So neither of these are exploit capable, so they can only advance 1 hex. So I think what I'm going to do is do this guy here, because that puts him on the road, so this guy can't get any ideas, and he blocks that road too. So I think, yeah, that's good. All right, here's the tougher attack, and we need to decide if we want to go through with it. We got 8 and 16 and 20. 20 just 2 to 1, but we go 3 to 1 and Campbell lives. So we're going to take that chance. So we're going to do the leader loss roll first for Campbell. And again, that's going to be 2. Let's see what happens at Campbell. Dang it. I don't like that number. Yes, barely okay. Wow. Had a close call. So we have a 3 to 1 now. And it's 3 to 1. Okay, like I said, 3 to 1. Let's see what happens. That's respectable. D1R2, strongest unit. That's the MG unit. And these guys will retreat, but this, oh, let's see. So they could go 1, 2 because there's a pass here. That's it, the pass will save them. So that's D1, 1, 2. Well, let's see if we broke stacking. No, we didn't. Okay. Oh, these guys can advance. And these guys will not advance because they are exploit capable. Alright, that's, Brits are doing well here. But I saved the main attack for last, unfortunately. So let's see what we got here. They're in a fort, so they're doubled. So it's 6. I mean, it's 6 half doubled. And there is 3 times 4 is 12. 18. That's 3 to 1, can be 4 to 1 if Gott doesn't get hurt. So let's roll for leader loss for Gott. 4 to 1. Let me get that up there. So leader loss for Gott is 7. 2 to 7. He's good. So again, that's 3 to 1. That's 4 to 1. So let's get our charts here. 4 to 1. Let's see what happens. Big roll, big roll, big roll. 6. Kind of boring. D1, R2. Okay. D1, R2. And they're both 3. Let's see if this guy's... He doesn't have a flip, does he? No, he doesn't. And let's see what this guy has. He has a flip. Let me do a quick rules check here. Okay, given the rules, I think on a tie it's the choice of the defender. And let me check this again. Yeah, this guy would be eliminated. So this guy will take the loss. Okay, but here's the problem. I gotta do an R2. They could go up here, but then they'd lose. The escarpment protects them here, but then they'd lose another step. Or you can't, I think that's cheating. You can't retreat like that, so let me check here. Wow, this is a tough one. They could go here and take a loss, but then this guy isn't in Zoc anymore. See, they can go 1 and take a step loss. But if they do that, there's no Zoc. Oh, there is right there. Or they got to go in Bardia. Wow. I got to think about this. Okay, R2 means if nobody's in Bardia, they can advance after combat right into Bardia. So they're going to have to retreat one of these and take a step loss on one, and that's this guy. And then this guy has to go in Bardia, but oh boy. Okay, now here's the fun part. Watch this. You can go, and I'll sort out the supply units later. He's going to do this. And you may ask why. Because this guy's going to be eliminated. He'll be out of zone of control, and then he can do an overrun into Bardia. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Just want to make sense. Yeah, this guy's here. I mean, if he retreated anywhere but Bardia, this guy can advance after combat right into Bardia. So we had to take a step loss from one unit to absorb one of the retreats, and then the last retreat's there. Okay, looks like the Brits are doing good. Then that makes this attack big. Got to get rid of this guy so they can do something. 7-4 and 11, 11-3 is 14, 14-2 is off the scale. So let's see if the Brits choke with boxcars. Nope, no boxcars. D2, R2. This guy is toast. Yeah, he's toast. Okay, this was awesome for the Brits. And these guys will advance. So now guess what? These two units are exploit capable. I'm going to have to check the rules. I don't think supply units can advance after combat. So may have to move an exploit capable unit there, which maybe is this guy. And now the Brits are in position potentially to all of 2nd New Zealand overrun into Bardia. That's 18 with GOT against 3 halved and a supply unit. Let's do one check and then we'll call it. Bardia is a town, I think. Let's see what they say about that. I don't see it. City? Maybe. D times 2. Could be a city. Could be a city. Yeah, that's a city. So they're flat. They're a flat 3 on defense, but still, this is as high as you can go. And they've got the movement to do it now. All right. I'm going to end it here. Well, yeah, 18 minutes. This was a thoroughly positive move in combat for the Brits. They were successful in taking out ART. Wow, the artillery took out one. Then they took out another, but then they couldn't retreat. So they eliminated these guys. They did succeed here. Pushed them all the way back here. But more importantly, this guy is freed up to move. These guys aren't, so what would this guy do? So if the Brits successfully take Bardia and block this up, then they can shift their focus to going this way. And hoping these guys surrender this turn, or maybe clear us, so they do have a potential chance for a victory, the Brits do. And Rommel is disorganized. He's going to have to do a full or limited activation just to get these disorganized markers off of his counters. And okay, so when we come back, we will do the British exploitation phase. This guy could potentially overrun. 8-12 with Campbell. Well, I don't think he's going to take Rommel on. But with that guy blocking this hole, he could, well, that's kind of 5. That's kind of strong. Okay, a lot to think about. Anyway, very good turn for the Brits. Very good turn for the Brits. Probably Bardia. There's a very good chance it's going to fall with an exploit overrun. So I will end it here. Get this uploaded. If you like, click like. Any comments on the rules, let me know. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you at the next recording for the British exploitation. Thanks for listening.